Barbados records another road fatality, and Dr. Maria Agard plots her next move after losing her case against the Barbados Labour Party. The top stories in your Barbados Today evening news update for Thursday, December the 29th. I'm Emmanuel Joseph. Thanks for joining us. 72 hours shy of the new year, Barbados records another road fatality. The tragic accident occurred just after 4 p.m. on the ABC Highway. Police Public Relations Officer Acting Inspector Roland Cobbler spoke to reporters at the scene.
At this time, conducting investigations into the circumstances which resulted in a road fatality here along the Barbados section of the ABC Highway between the Norman Mills and the Clyde Walker roundabout, involving a motor van and two motorcycles. One of the motorcyclists, a 35-year-old Christchurch man, lost his life as a result of this collision. Our investigations are continuing.
This tragedy brings to 25 the number of road fatalities for the year, which resulted in 28 deaths. Inspector Cobbler appealed to Barbadians to be especially careful this holiday weekend.
Take into consideration this unfortunate road accident and the shooting death earlier this week of a semi-Michael man, I want to urge partygoers and persons who intend to celebrate the ending of another year to utilize a little bit more caution as they participate in any activity, engage in responsible behavior so that their 2018 can be ushered in with that degree of life and not being lost because of some inaction that they did not take as it relates to safe and responsible behavior.
In other news this Friday, Christchurch West MP Dr. Maria Agard says she will decide with legal counsel and family whether she will continue to pursue her legal battle against the Barbados Labour Party. Today, High Court Judge Olson Allen dismissed Agard's case against the BLP leader Mia Motley and the party's General Secretary Jerome Walcott because of procedural errors. In a statement issued this evening, Dr. Agard said that the question of whether her expulsion from the Barbados Labour Party was in breach of natural justice still stands, citing Justice Allen's ruling. Now, the judge deemed that striking out the claim does not bar Dr. Agard from making a fresh start with the procedural flaws behind her. Dr. Agard maintains that a severe and willful injustice was meted out to her by the leadership of the Barbados Labour Party, and she would therefore consider his recommendation. She also expressed concern about the high costs of legal proceedings and called for these costs to be lowered to ensure that access to justice remains a right and not a privilege for all Barbadians. As expected, the Barbados Labour Party was happy with the outcome of today's ruling. Opposition leader Mia Motley told reporters the case was an unfortunate series of events, insisting that the party had treated Dr. Agard fairly. She says the party has moved on.
All that is left for us to do is to stay focused and remain focused on what lies before the country. There's too much before Barbados now for us to be distracted, and we've said all along that we remain focused and ready for the job at hand of rescuing this country. And that is our position. I wish Dr. Agard all the very best in her professional future. We really do.
In other developments, government has already selected a buyer for the Barbados Hilton Resort, and Tourism Minister Richard Seeley says the country will soon have all the details. There has been mounting pressure on the Stewart administration to disclose whether a deal has been sealed following reports that the hotel had been sold for less than expected. Barbados Today Press Minister of Tourism Seeley for an update on the matter this afternoon at the Bridgetown port after he welcomed a record 821,864th cruise passenger to the island.
There's a negotiation taking place, and there will be more to say when it is appropriate to do so.
So you could not say how many tenders we had over the...
That will all be revealed. There were numerous parties that displayed an interest, and the process by which the partner was selected was completely transparent.
Meanwhile, the tourism minister says he is anxious to see an end to the vexing sewage woes on the south coast. Seeley assured that authorities are working round the clock to find a solution.
I think that the team at the Barbados Water Authority are actively dealing with that issue, and I have been assured that the course that they're on will bring relief to that entire situation in short order.
With just 3 days to go before the start of the new year, Barbadians have been giving thanks even as they outlined their wishes for 2018. This is the people's say.
I'm living, so I'm giving thanks. And what will happen for 2018? Changes will definitely come. Yes? So whatever happens, and I'm above ground, and I'm giving God thanks and praise.
It was good and silly, but you know, the government want changing. Honestly, from my heart. The government said that they're for poor people, but they ain't for poor people. We want change for sure. You understand me? We want change.
So tell us how 2017 has been for you.
Well, it was, I guess you could say, okay, you know what I mean? I made it to the end, give God thanks for that. I'm looking forward for a better new year, obviously. I know, I just giving thanks, I praying every day. I thankful to be alive, I hustling, staying out of trouble, and I know, meeting new people like y'all every day, that's good.
Anything you would like to see especially happen in 2018?
A new government, of course. Yeah, that's very important. And just the gun violence to end. Yeah, most definitely, and that's about it.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
Barbados Today, news you can trust.
Welcome back with news from the region now. 5 Jamaicans are among 12 people who died in a massive fire at an apartment building in the Bronx in New York City last night. 4 are from the same family. The identities have not been released by the New York City officials, but the Cleaner Power 106 News Center understands that among the 5 is 37-year-old Karen Francis, who is from Spanish Town in St. Catherine. Francis's 2 children, 2-year-old Kyle Francis and 7-year-old Kalisha Francis, along with her 19-year-old niece, Shantae Young, are said to be among the dead. Her husband, Paul Francis, survived but has been hospitalized in serious condition. The 5th Jamaican is unidentified at this time. Meanwhile, New York City Mayor Bill de Blasio described the apartment fire as the deadliest residential fire in decades. The cause of the fire is blamed on a 3-year-old child playing with a stove in one of the apartments. City officials say the fire spread quickly through the 5-story building, killing the 12 persons, including 4 children. On the international scene, 9 people were killed today after gunmen opened fire at a church near Cairo, the latest in a string of attacks on minority Coptic Christians in the country this year. Officials said the attacker was 33-year-old Ibrahim Ismail Mustafa, and he was known to have participated in 5 different attacks between 2016 and 2017. More in this CNN report.
The Archbishop of the church has told us that as worshippers finished their Friday morning services, as they were leaving that church, 2 gunmen opened fire on the crowd. Police responded to the gunmen. A 15-minute gun battle ensued between them. 9 people were killed in the crossfire, as you said, and one of those gunmen was killed. The other one is still, his fate is unknown, could possibly be on the loose, according to state media. And I want to go back to one of those 9 dead was also a policeman. Now, we've seen social media video, unverified, and we cannot air it yet, but it appears to match up with these reports. You see a man filming off of his balcony at the church below. You see a plainclothes police officer as he is firing on what appears to be a gunman wearing a vest, and just beside him is what looks to be a body, and you hear the man filming saying on the camera, "Is that policeman dead?" These are absolutely terrifying and brazen scenes, gun battles ensuing in daylight in Cairo. They are terrifying for residents, but they are particularly concerning for the Coptic Christian community in Egypt. Remember, this is a minority group in Egypt. They make up 10% of the population.
That's news, but for the very latest, visit our website at www.barbadostoday.bb. You can also subscribe to our e-paper, email updates, or even like us on Facebook. We are also on Izumi Media in bus terminals, as well as Screenplay at supermarkets and the gas stations near you. You can also hear us on Mix 96.9 FM. I'm Emmanuel Joseph. Have a fantastic weekend.